is made in India, which is grown in India, and which is executed in India should make all of you proud. While we have the best technology from anywhere in the world, all our staff are Indian. They've been trained in some of the best centers, but they perform phenomenally in every area of what they do. Our outcomes have surpassed some of the best centers globally, so I think Apollo has proven that. And together we have said that, let's be here for every Indian, because healthcare is a fundamental right. Every Indian is entitled to high quality healthcare, and we should be able to do that. So the Proton Center, the proton therapy, is another commitment to that vision of our chairman to do something which is really required for people, which is really required to raise the bar on how healthcare is delivered. And you've learned, Dr. Jalali has spoken, will continue to speak on how proton therapy really, completely changes the way cancer is treated among children, among grown-ups. It does away with the side effects. It was a daunting task, there's no doubt about it, to do something for the first time in Southeast Asia. But ladies and gentlemen, we've done it, and we've done it with a single-minded focus that we have to make a difference for the patients who come to us. So thank you all for being part of this journey, for being part of this vision. And I promise you that we will leave no stone unturned to see that consistently we bring the best to the people of our wonderful country. Thank you all so much. And God.
As a global citizen, I feel very happy. You all know why. A landmark decision has been taken to establish one of the finest centers for proton anywhere in the world. This proton is an instrument which will give the ultimate in management of difficult cancers, and particularly for a few people, like for children, brain tumors, because it does no harm, it does everything possible to eradicate the cancer. So to bring this to the country, it was not an easy decision. I don't make financial decisions. I make decisions which will make a difference for people who are in need of it. 35 years ago, I lost an young man who was only 38-year-old. He was to go to the US because there was no cardiac surgery program in the country acceptable. I lost him, and he left behind a 31-year-old wife, 4-year-old daughter, 2-year-old son, absolutely stunned. You know why? Because he couldn't raise $50,000 to go to US. I thought to myself, if an Indian doctor, Indian scientist, Indian engineer, and today Indian IT people and Indian doctors are far excellent overseas, why can't we have that back home? How many more are going to die because they can't raise this kind of $50,000 for a bypass surgery? So I thought to myself and said, we must do this. Then when I went back to see, they say there's no way you can do that because the custom duty on medical equipment is 320%. Your bank cannot give you money. You can't list it in stock exchange. There are so many hassles it had. So I went to the then Prime Minister and told, Madam, there are only two people who can get good health care in India. She looked like, who? I said, the most powerful and the rich guy. For the rich guy, it doesn't matter where he goes. But for a powerful person, you give free air India ticket and your embassy's pay for it. That shook her up. And you think you can change this? I think I can change, because it's not because of my talent. Their talent is there. What we need is to bring all these two together. I think if the government has some of the regulations moderated, it could happen. But that didn't happen with that day. I made 57 trips every Thursday, coming back every Sunday to meet the minister, the secretary, which was not very difficult, with the undersecretary, which was the most difficult. He'll say, I'm busy, come after 3 days. Finally, a few weeks ago, we celebrated our 35th anniversary of Apollo Hospitals. After the hospital was finished, I went down and asked the Prime Minister, please inaugurate. No, I will not inaugurate. I said, why? She said, everybody thinks I have done this project. With all the inflation, with the everything going up, dollar from 5 rupees to 70 rupees, our bypass surgery cost has come down from 5,000 to 4,000. Our results have gone up from 92% to 99.5%. This is the best result anywhere in the world. Similarly, in almost all the departments, they develop. How did we do this? True, I have brilliant surgeons also. But more important than that is, I have a brilliant family. We are a family today of 71,000 people. We violate this population growth control. So we grow continuously. So it was 71 last month. I don't know what it is today. But these 71 things, it is theirs. And they give the care as though they are taking their own dear ones. So this is what made us. The staff thinks we must do the very best possible. And the surgeons think I must equal the best surgeon anywhere in the world. Because they mix with the surgeons anywhere in the world. You are going to see, I don't know how many of you are going to come. We have a cancer conclave, Dr. Raja is arranged. Who in the world are here? There are more than 1,500 doctors, more than 150 faculty, more than 1,000 odd doctors from all over the world, 35 countries, and some of them have written apology letters. I wish I got the invitation a little earlier, but anyway I am very happy that there is a proton available for us. So that India gives is not treatment, it gives a cost, cost too. The cost in the US is approximately $100,000. We're going to price it around $40,000. But then it takes 2 months for a patient to have a treatment. The cost of living in India. Next to the hospital. Each one of them have promised that they will give this for 3,000 rupees, including breakfast. So this is where I think for the patient, it's not just the cost of the treatment, it's the cost of their other costs. The travel cost is nothing, $5,000. So we have made this accessible for all people. It is not only the 3 billion people who don't have in their countries proton, but it is also for people from the advanced countries, the US, because they have to pay, the insurance pays only so little. So even for them, they are confident that we will do better or equal to the care that they will get out in US. They would also like to come here. UK did not have one. Now they have put 1 unit. But you will see, so I hope you've already seen it. It's a multi-unit proton. So even one gets a slight defect, the patient treatment is not interfered. So treatment continues. So I think there is every reason that this is a center for not just for these countries which don't have the proton, it will be a center for the world. Because we promised, we have got the world's best proton facility set up. We promised that we will give the best possible care for the patients who come here, and then we'll give something more which you can't buy with a juice mark or $1. We give them care and compassion, and a cost which they cannot match, which the world cannot match. So this is where I think, in every respect, the Indian is going to be proud that India has a proton which is not available for 3 billion people. India is, a global citizen is proud because it is available for him whenever he needs this. So this is very necessary. I'm not going to go to the therapeutic effects of it. I'm sure Dr. Jalali already told you, but it's very essential for a few people. And for that few people, it matters a lot. You know, how can we give them best possible care? That is number one. The second, how can we give them reasonable cost so that they can afford it? The third of course, is how do you give them great love and affection? I think this is what is built in here. And as you see, the building is built not like a hospital. You know the reason. I remember when we opened the Madras hospital, as the president was cutting the ribbon, there were a few people inside. Dr. Reddy is a very clever guy. He has built this not for a hospital, he has built it for a 5-star hotel. So I told him, you used the wrong word, 5-star. This is built as a 7-star hospital. So this is what we have done here. We have done here so that patient is at ease. You know, we have done many things in healthcare to give them also that comfort. When he comes into a hospital, the tense, he should relax. He should relax. He should trust. So I think this is where I think Preethi and her team have done a lot to see that the place is very pleasant. But I assure you, our people are already known. A Hindu is already known to be the softest of the people in the world, and here they are here to give more love and affection for each and every patient that comes in. I wish you all the very best. I have many things I can talk about the machine which is useless. All that I can say, it's a proud day for the country. I think each one of you should feel proud saying, I am an Indian. Apollo has brought a proton center of world-class center to the country. Of course, you know, Apollo brought the world-class care to the country 35 years ago, and today we brought the proton. We won't stop here, because we will continuously look at what is the healthcare challenges. So I'm going to touch on that because it's going to connect with proton today. There is another huge problem called the NCDs. So we are going to attack the NCDs too. I call it a tsunami. So Apollo will raise an army to combat that tsunami of NCDs. NCDs is diabetes, heart, strokes, cancer, and infections. All 5 can be treated. Cancer is no longer a death sentence. I still remember one of our national leaders. When he came here, he couldn't get a diagnosis in Delhi. He came here. We made a diagnosis to him. I told him, you got one good news to tell and a bad news. Tell that stupid bad news first. I said, you have got cancer of the kidney. Then what is good if it is cancer? I said, it's absolutely curable. He lived more than 20 years, held the highest positions in the country, and just passed away. So I think this is what Apollo's vision is, and we will continue to be there. But what I want in the next phase is for you to tell the people. There are so many people who think that they are well. And you also report quite often, they were doing an exercise and the patient collapsed. They were doing a running marathon, a patient collapsed. All this is because a human being has a tendency, each one of you, please remember this. Everyone thinks, I am all right, I say, I don't have any pain, I have nothing, why should I bother? That is not true. God has given you a structure, and do you know what it costs? How many of you know here? There is a scientist from Yale University, 20 years ago, he said the cost of a body, human body, is $6,000 trillion. That is what each one of you are. The difference between this beautiful lady and me is $10,000. So this is what you are. You have this superstructure, but you must learn to keep it well. You know, when your dog sneezes, you send it to a vet. When your car misfires, you send it to the workshop. But for you, I think you must know. So we have a program. What Apollo has done 4 weeks ago, that for all our 70 plus family members and their dependents, for 200,000 people, for 3 years, we have promised to take care of their health. First screening, then monitoring all their health through our health counselors, doctors, dietitians, various things for 3 years. At the end of 3 years, Dr. Reddy personally will give one cake to their family to celebrate their wellness and happiness. Good luck to all of you. Keep yourself healthy, happy, and make your friends, relatives, and most importantly your parents happy. God bless all of you. Before I conclude again, I want to mention saying, please remember this day, tomorrow, today, as the most historic day in healthcare for our country. It was not an easy thing to take the decision, and it was not easy for the government to give permission, because this is the first one. They took almost 2.5 years to give permission for the proton which you saw. So with all of these, we circumvented and built this facility, which is one of the world's best proton centers in the world. Be proud of it, and God bless.
Is our medical oncologist. He also heads our center, which is running for the past 25 years in Cancer Congress, which people from all over the world, the who's who in the area of oncology will be attending. It's already started from today. Workshops are going on. So Dr. Raja will speak to you about the Congress and his vision and the future of what in the space of oncology will be doing. Thank you.
I will just take probably 5 minutes and just wanted to introduce and also warmly welcome you to a conference that we have started today already. This is the Apollo Cancer Conclave 2019. It is at the ITC Grand Chola. It has started today from 24th of January till the Sunday 27th of January. The premise of the conclave is that 25 years ago, Apollo Chennai started the first comprehensive cancer center in Tenampet, Chennai. That's the first comprehensive cancer center in a corporate setup. 1993. Before that, cancer care in our country was delivered only by major government institutions, as you are aware, like Adayar and Regional Cancer Center and Tata Memorial Hospital. Apollo started the first comprehensive cancer center in the corporate world, and it was hugely successful, and it showed that excellence in clinical care can be achieved at an affordable cost. The center became iconic and the center became hugely successful, and that led to more than 12 comprehensive cancer centers of the Apollo groups all over the country. Not only that, that center model was taken out by all the other corporate hospitals, and that led to a complete change in the landscape of cancer care in the country, and that's the model for all comprehensive cancer center in the country. And that center is now 25 years, and we are celebrating the 25th year anniversary of the first cancer center of the Apollo hospitals. To commemorate the 25th anniversary and to commemorate the launch of the first Apollo Proton Center, we are hosting the Apollo Cancer Conclave 2019. In this, people from all over the world have assembled. There are more than 1,500 delegates already registered from more than 20 countries, and we have more than 500 faculties, and they will deliberate on the cutting edge technologies and what is best in the world, and they will see what can be applied for our country. And we have started hands-on workshops today, and we have hands-on practical training for robotic surgery and hands-on training for radiology, radiation oncology and surgical oncology. Tomorrow the scientific sessions also start, and we have people from all over the world assembled here trying to deliver what is the best in the world, and we learn from them and they will learn from our experience. And this will be a great flip for our country, because we are trying to see what best we can bring to our country and integrate it in our landscape and see how we can make it available to, on a practical note, to in India at a very affordable cost. If possible, if you are interested, we will give you press pass and you can join us and you can cover the conclave, and you will really listen to the best in the world about what is the current high tech in oncology, and you will also look at what is going to be the future of oncology in this country. Thank you so much.
250 beds already functioning. This is the 150 beds added to this. Chennai will have 400 beds of cancer facility. We have 17 other facilities in different parts of the country, and they are all connected to our tumor board. So all the patients that come to Apollo in any of these centers will have the benefit of the tumor board that is going to be. They have constructed not one, they have built 2 tumor boards on this floor, so that the patients will get advice from the best possible doctors. We are also got the same association with centers abroad, where we will give advice and they will give advice for our patients. So I think we are working in partnership in management of people with the best in the world. Like Dr. Rajesh said, now practical workshops are going on, we are the first
with the first cyber knife.
Cyber knife. First equipment, first CT, first PET CT, first cyber knife, first true beam, and then now first proton. We brought the first technology that is needed for our doctors to give the best to our patients. So I am very happy that today marks another important event both for Apollo. We feel proud. All our family members, wherever you walk, there is a big cheer in their face. Not in this hospital, in all our 5 hospitals, 6 hospitals today. With this, 6 hospitals in the city, they are proud that Apollo has done this. And I am sure you will share this pride that India has done it, and we have done it in Chennai. And for Chennai, I am also saying another thing. India can become the global international medical center for 3 reasons. Number 1, we are already doing what is being done in the best centers anywhere in the world. Number 2, our doctors, already 1.25 million doctors, are practicing in all over the world. I formed an association for them called GAPIO, Global Association of Physicians of Indian Origin. Few weeks ago, our president came to Bombay for their annual conference. So we have the wherewithal, the real people to do this. So I am sure India can attract and will give the best possible facilities, not only for our people, for the people in the world. So I hope you will all wish along with me that India should become the global healthcare destination. God bless.
Thank you, Chairman. 2 more minutes. The PowerPoints. The country is here. The Chennai started it all. The Apollo Cancer Center in the Chennai really started a revolution, hitting 1 billion people population. And our model has been taken over by the entire corporate world, and every single corporate hospital in the country, corporate cancer center, is modeled on Apollo Chennai. We have to be proud of that. And this became hugely successful that it has changed the cancer care in the country. And to commemorate this 25 years of excellence, we have assembled this conclave, and from more than 20 countries, we have 1,500 delegates here, and more than 500 national faculty have joined us, and this has become one of the largest cancer conference in the country. The who's who of the world has been assembled here. They are the pioneers in surgery, robotic surgery, proton therapy, and high precision radiation, and precision medicine, and latest technologies, and you are going to hear them. And we also have workshops from today onwards, and these workshops will focus on practical training to the young minds. And we have put up some special symposia wherein the doctors from the east, right up to Japan, to Korea, to Indonesia and Singapore are here. They will debate with the doctors from the west, right from Canada to US to the European continent, and see which of the best that we have to adopt. And we also have a special symposium called the Institutional Health Symposium, in which the leaders of the country will come together and discuss what is best for our country over the next decade. We also have a special Women Cancer Congress, and we have a lot of dedicated hands-on training, and we want to focus on the highest technology and the oncology for the future. This is all to bring what is best for our country and integrate it into how to deliver this kind of excellent care to our country at an affordable cost. And we welcome you to visit our conclave, and if you participate, we will be thankful for that. Thank you so much, all of you.
You are very true. Apollo is the first, where in the medical fraternity, neither be new innovations in the field of imaging and diagnostic. Dr. Prathap Reddy is one. So yes, Proton, welcome sir. Now the next mission and vision is yours for future.
I told you that we will take up whatever is the challenge that the healthcare has got. That's our business, to keep people healthy and happy. There is another, and we have already brought artificial intelligence. A month ago, we did a global bid. 2 people were finalized, and we have taken finally HXD. So probably that will also make a significant impact in making it easier for a doctor to give better diagnosis and help the hospital to run more professionally and absolutely on the dot. The challenge is, as I said, you all know, everybody is talking about the NCDs. This is going to be a huge tsunami. Our next vision will be here. We'll continue to do what we are doing better, and then we will see what we can do to fight that huge tsunami. Raise an army to fight this. And there you will all going to be the warriors, because the media is very, very important to fight NCDs, because you must bring the awareness to people that they must know the state of their health. Yes.
Hello. Sorry, should I? Okay. First of all, I'm so sorry for my broken voice. You have to pardon me for that. Congratulations for the new Proton Cancer Center. I'm Preethi. I'm coming from Kolkata. I'm a journalist with the Times of India group. My question is very specific to you. Number one is, what is the exact cost for this Proton Cancer Center? Number one. Number two is, as Dr. Jalani was saying, that 5 to 7% of the cancer patient would qualify for this proton therapy. And you added in your speech that you're always looking for the betterment of the mass, that how much more you can offer to the masses. So if the proton therapy or the Proton Cancer Center is too high costing, then why not another center or something else for the masses where you can cater like more patients with cancers and you can give them more benefits except 5 to 7% of the cancer patient. Thank you.
So I think that is true. The cost of the center we thought will be about 1,000 crores. It ended up nearly 1,300 crores. Because we added more facilities. The latest equipment is supporting equipment. It's not just the proton what you saw there. This building has got all other facilities for diagnosis and management. As far as the cost is concerned, this is the very minimum that we could do. But we're also going to raise some fund, and for deserving people who have never denied. We will also hopefully treat some deserving patients. There are, in India it's not very popular to give, but it is taking place. And we have done before for cancer. We have a foundation, we have already treated. We have treated for 6,500 children for heart surgery free. So we are doing side by side, and we are treating a section of people absolutely free.
So there will be a section for the persons who are in need, like below poverty level or the person in need. Would there be a section for the Proton Cancer Center for therapy?
We already have a foundation called CURE.
See, there is no single proton center in India. There is no single proton center in South Asia. There is no single proton center in Southeast Asia. 3 billion population. And today many people do need therapy at a higher end proton therapy. And today what's happening is they are traveling to United States or some of the centers in Europe. And today, in the most conservative estimate, if they have to travel all the way to US, stay there for about 6 to 8 weeks, and they have to pre-book, to my best knowledge, it is not less than 1.5 crores in that setting. So imagine that technology, or even better than that, can be delivered right here at your doorstep in our country at a fraction of the cost. That could be the answer to your question.
And for all of you, I want you to remember, they don't have to come only to Chennai. We already have these 12 centers. We will add another 3 or 4 centers very shortly. They can go to any of those centers and the doctors will give appropriate treatment, and if proton is required, then only they need to come. But they'll get the opinion from our tumor board right from here, with all the experts possible. I think this is a very important thing to take home, because we are all coming from different parts of the country, but there are facilities available. We are creating more facilities.
Sir, myself Vishwajit Das, coming from, is it not too risky to name a hospital Apollo Proton Center? Because when the cobalt machine age was there, after that cobalt age, the LINAC came and then came the proton. And after 10 years, you do not know, I do not know what will come. It will maybe neutron, it will be maybe electron, or whatever else it will maybe. Then you have to change the hospital name too, sir. The first question is this.
Let me answer you there. The research is going on.
Yes, sir.
You know, with the other particles. But that is also a particle therapy. Like proton, there are also particles. With the particles, the treatment is going on. And I have offered, saying I'll put it up.
So my next question is, there is always a debate going on in healthcare sector, in private and in private healthcare sector. What will be the future model of the private healthcare system? Is it be the niche population, the cutting edge technology and the supreme modern equipment for the niche people, that means middle class, upper middle class, or the richer peoples, or some of your competitors are going through starting the budget model hospitals throughout all over India, and they are running very fast, but you are sticking in your core advanced and specific population based treatment model. What are you always a person of more than 85-year age, having robust health surely, and taking risk-taking people. What you?
I wish for 95 years.
Yeah, oh, sir. Pardon me, sir. What you made sticking your policy and not changing from niche healthcare to budget healthcare? That other people are shifting. Why, sir?
First, let's take the entire country's healthcare. If you, from the day I started in 1983, today, not just Apollo, there are several wonderful hospitals that have come up across the country, which is treating 65% of our population. Now, the government of India has announced a super model, both for diagnosis and for the insurance, 50,000 rupees insurance for each of these Ayushman Bhatt. That's a great thing. We're all waiting for it to kick off. And the second part of it, when I brought this model of funding of a hospital, I also brought from the same minister and secretary what's called the health insurance. It was then, when I first got it, I asked him for 10,000 rupees. I didn't ask. He wrote 1000, looked at me. I was blank. So he put another zero and made 10,000 exempt from tax. Today it has become 15,000, and it's also eligible for your parents. You can buy for your parents and also get an exemption. I'm sure the insurance, like in US, more will be available, but majority of the people are not taking it. I still recollect, we first wrote this as an information for all the auditors, saying before March 31st, advise your clients to have it. But they didn't have it. The auditors themselves were, that means they are not convinced that this is a part of it. You are planning your house, you are planning a wedding, you are planning education, you are planning all other facilities, and then you spend going to a hotel 30,000 rupees for 6 of you to have a nice dinner, but you are not willing to pay 5,000 rupees to have an insurance. I think that is very necessary. It should become part of everyone, saying, I will be safe. I should not leave this. Because at that time I told the Prime Minister, saying, when somebody gets sick, the burden falls on the wife and the friends to take them to a good hospital and pay for the expense. So that's how the insurance came. So please encourage everybody. First, all of you take an insurance.
As we are excelling in the healthcare, global healthcare is coming in our country. It is becoming more expensive and expensive. The weaker section of our society is not able to take the advantage of global healthcare facilities. So what are your plans according to your CSR, and what will you say for other corporate hospitals? What should they do for the weaker section of our society?
First let your word happy, you should change that you are proud, that you are an Indian and there is a Proton in India. That's number one. And everything else, the price is going up. The dollar went up from 4 rupees when I came here from abroad to 70 rupees. So there is an inflation that is going on. So I think we need to adjust inflation. We have adjusted for everything else. Even for healthcare, you need to adjust. But if you see, we are making other effort. When we started heart surgery, it was $5,000. It was $4,000 now with us. There are some institutions which are doing for $3,000. So we must appreciate this, that we have made every single effort to continuously, and however we're doing it, we're reducing the mortality, that means complications, and then innovation. The innovation that Apollo Chennai has done in heart is now worldwide, beating heart surgery. By doing beating heart surgery, we are able to remove the ventilator in 2 hours, send the patient to the room in 1 day. So his total expense has come down in that way. Like that we have done many things, like minimal invasive surgery. So we are continuously doing research because that's our business, to see that everybody gets the help.
Sir, even in second tier and third tier towns and cities of our country, we are not having proper medical care. So what is the expansion plan of Apollo? Will Apollo come there in second tier and third tier cities in near future?
Where are you from?
So I am from Bihar.
Bihar. Okay. Prime Minister Manmohan Singh came to Chennai. He attended a meeting when we wanted the concept to be launched. So the secretary to the Prime Minister said, no Prime Minister can launch a concept of a private body. He said, I have agreed to Dr. Reddy, you make it happen. So he announced here, we had a function, more than 2,000 people attended. He announced saying that Apollo is going to start the REACH hospitals. We have now 9 of those, and we'll continue to do it. We are doing one in Lucknow, maybe next month. The President will inaugurate that. So it's on our. I come from a small village, and I have a beautiful hospital there. Last question.
Sir, in West Bengal, because you have land there, and after getting the land, and this time there are several things happened in West Bengal. Some people are saying that you will not start the medical college in West Bengal. What's your plan, sir? Any new project in West Bengal further?
I think medical colleges have become very expensive to start because of some of the regulations. I have one in Hyderabad. We lose about 20 crores every year on that. I started one in Chennai, in my own district. There again, the loss is the same. Fortunately, last week they converted it as a university. When it becomes a university, hopefully it will balance out. We'll have a number of other courses and help so many other people. As far as Calcutta is concerned, I have not given up. but the time has to come. So we are going to start something there as soon as possible. I think these two hospitals have let that, the loss in these two have delayed that project, but it is only delayed. It is not. We are going to do it. So again, let me all thank you first for coming from.
आयुष्मान भारत को लेके आपका क्या है, क्योंकि अभी तक लखनऊ में भी आप स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं, दिल्ली में ऑलरेडी है, लेकिन आयुष्मान भारत को लेके अभी तक अपोलो कुछ भी अपना पक्ष नहीं दिखा पा रहा है.
See, that's a nice question. The government should be asking, you are asking the same question. So even before they announced, we said certain beds will be allotted for this. In several of our hospitals where the scheme is already on, we have given 500 beds. The most of the states still have not taken it up, but we are going to do that because I am proud as an Indian that every single citizen of India will have a health insurance program. So we will completely support it. We are with the government. My hats off to the government for having introduced that. I want it to be implemented early. I want the second one much faster. The awareness and diagnosing NCDs. So now to say, it's customary to say thank you, but I'm not going to say thank you. I want to say, all of you to say that you are all proud that we belong to a country and then feel happy that India will host several other countries in the world. Already 120 countries coming to us. I don't see why the entire world should not come, because we have equivalent or better than the best treatment available in India, and then our costs are so low compared to anywhere else. Even next door, Singapore, is 5 times more or 7 times more than us. So all of this is there. So I hope you will all feel that thing and give that with your pen. Show it in your pen, saying that how proud you are, how you feel. You must have your reader who is not here to realize that, saying, Apollo has done it, India has got it. I want that to come from each and every one of you. Will you all do it? Please do it, because it is for some person who may not be your friend, who may not be your relative, but still he is somebody who is a patient, who deserves it. The second thing I'm going to ask all of you is, you ask me what next. So the next thing is NCD. There you are equal partner. Okay? Remember that. I'll come to you very soon. I shouldn't ask two things at the same time, because you will dilute this. Tell the world what you have seen, what this is meant for, and what it will do for the entire world. Please don't say that this is not available only for 3 billion people. It's available for 7 billion people. Our very first patient is from Australia. I'm sure our next patient shortly will be from UK or US. I assure you that, because they are all confident about what Apollo is doing, because our doctors are doing spectacular work. Is not only doing spectacular work, they are going and talking and participating in international conferences. When a cardiology conference happens in Europe, our cath lab cases are done in our cath lab and shown live on the European Congress. So this is what our doctors are doing. So be proud of it and show that with your pen. Must ask for a favor. So my favor is, let whatever you feel today, let that come out, so that people who read your paper feel that pride that India today has a proton and a proton of international center. It's not just a proton. It could have been a single room for about 400 crores, I would have finished it. But it's a multi-room proton which you have seen, and you saw the hospital. All the best. God bless. Let me make it very clear. Today, it is India's day of being proud that India has a proton center. As far as your case is concerned, I have said it many times. Chief Minister was an honorable person, everybody loved her, we loved her. And I think we gave the very best treatment possible for her. And I think we will leave it at that. Let things shape.
Thank you. Thank you.
There.
Thank you. Please. Please wait. Please. Have some time.